So today we are making a video on Ubuntu Pack. So here is the boot menu. So let me quickly boot it in the live boot. And I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a virtual box without any hard disk or anything, virtual disk. And my CPU is i5 1240p and my RAM is almost 8 GB of RAM. So I'm going to wait for a few seconds to load up the desktop layout. I already tried it in the virtual machine of VMware, and it took a lot of time and I didn't properly work, so I tried it in the virtual box. I didn't use or anything like that, I just tried to boot it up, so it took a bit of less time than a VMware. So, and I want to give you a disclaimer that there will be some mistakes and misspeaking throughout the video, because I'm going to keep the video as raw as possible. So try to ignore some mistakes and misspeaking by me throughout the video, because I want to give you the best content. So that's the reason I'm going to keep the video as raw as possible. So usually the Linux distros will be taking like a 2 or 3 minutes to boot up the desktop layout in my PC. So this distro will be taking a bit of more, because I tried it before and it took like a 4 or 5 minutes to boot up. So it should be different on the bare metal. We don't know how it performs on the bare metal. So right now I'm using it on the RAM, which is a virtual machine or a VMware. So it's almost like a 2 minutes and we should be seeing our desktop layout, because most of the distros will take that much of time, but this distro will take a lot of time. So I'm going to keep quiet and I'm going to trim only this part, because the booting process will take a bit of time. And you can see the welcome screen already, so it's almost 2 minutes, and the version of Ubuntu Pack is 24.04. so this is the latest ISO file which I found on the DistroWatch website. So I really didn't make any content before. I almost covered like a 3000 videos of almost every Linux distro, but I never made a video on this Ubuntu Pack Linux or the Ubuntu Pack 24.04. So I'm going to go through all those things, like a website downloading thing and a home page of this official website, and I'm going to see what are the changes from the Ubuntu. So most of the thing will be same like a Ubuntu, but let's see how it will be after it takes all the desktop layout loaded. So it's still taking a lot of time, which I already mentioned. It's going to take like a 4 or 5 minutes to completely load up. So again, it will be giving the same option like a try Ubuntu Pack, or you can install it on the hard disk, same like a Ubuntu. So let's wait and see how much of time it takes. I'm going to mention the time after this part, so I'm going to be quiet now. So here you can see it said try Ubuntu Pack, install Ubuntu Pack. So as soon as I stopped talking, it just took like a 10-15 seconds and the desktop appeared like this. So it didn't take that much of time. So completely it took like a 4 minutes, because I was keep talking throughout the video or the booting process. So as soon as I stopped talking, it took like a maybe 15-20 seconds. So that's completely like a, when you count it or add it all the time after from the booting time, so it took like 4 minutes completely. So it says same as Ubuntu, you can choose whatever you want here. I'm going to choose the try Ubuntu Pack because I want to run it on the live boot first. So choose your language, try Ubuntu Pack, and again it's going to take a few seconds or maybe minutes sometimes, and I think it should be taking like a 2 minutes again. So I'm going to wait until the desktop layout completely loads. So here we have the welcome screen. So it took 30 seconds. I thought it will be taking like a 2 minutes, but it took just 30 seconds. So before showing anything, I'm going to change the display settings. I think it will be a bit of lag and anything like that, because it is taking a lot of time to boot up, and even the welcome screen also is taking a bit of time. So let's first change the display settings. So as you can see, there is a major lag. So I think there are plenty of pre-installed applications, maybe that's the cause, I don't know, but let's see how much of time it's going to take. So the animation will be like a fiery animation or the flames animation. So let's first change the display settings so you can properly see everything. I'm going to change my resolution, which is 1920 into 1080, and let's apply. So I didn't open any of the application other than the display settings. Let's check the system information, about, and here is the information of Ubuntu pack, and there was a bit of lag, and the animation you should be seeing flames. Windowing system is X11. I'm running it on a virtual box, so here you can see Oracle. Kernel version you get the 6.8, and the latest version of the Linux kernel, which released a few weeks ago or maybe a few days ago, it was 6.10. Ubuntu pack 24.04 UALinux. Here are other information which I already mentioned. I'm using a 8 GB of RAM and my CPU. Let me close it. So you can see the flames animation. Let me close the settings. Let's check the system monitor and see how much of resources it's consuming, because it's too much laggy and it's taking a lot of time to even open some basic things. So there was a bit of hiccup and all those things. So these are all the processes running right now. There are plenty of processes running right now. Resources, and as you can see, it's consuming almost 2.1 GB of RAM, and CPU is almost 50%. So you can just ignore this, because there will be a high peak in the beginning, and we need to run like a 60 seconds or a minute to see whether the CPU is stable or not. So in this case it's pretty much stable for 40%, and I'm using the latest CPU and latest RAM. Not the latest RAM, but I'm using a 8 GB of RAM, and the CPU is almost 12th generation. So it's consuming almost like a 40-50%. So that's a bit of high resources. So 46.0, the animation you see is flames. As soon as you close or open anything, you should be seeing all those things. Here is the file system. It's a bit of a customized Ubuntu, I can say like that. So I think this is a weather. And what else we have here? Let's try to open it. It doesn't let me. So what is this? Looks like a battery or power. So here is the same thing. So let's make it bigger. So I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner, so you can see all the changes throughout the video. So there is a major lag when moving the applications. I don't know, for some reason, because maybe it should be for the CPU. So when it's almost like a 80-90%, there should be a lag, but it's still in the 50%, and we are seeing a bit of lag here. So I'm going to open the internet browser, and I'm going to show you the official website and downloading process and all those things. So let's wait until the browser loads up. So as you can see, memory is almost 2.2 GB and cache is almost 3.6 GB. Basically the browser for Firefox, which should take like maybe 15-20 seconds in my Linux distro. So it's taking the same time. Let's make it smaller so you can see all the changes. Let's check the version, like about what version we get. We get the latest version, so you should be getting all the latest applications, I guess. Let me try to type in about and support. Hit enter. So you should be seeing all the information. The OS theme is Yaru, distribution ID canonical ID. So you should be seeing a browser information and some distro information also. The memory size, just keep scrolling, you should be seeing all the information. Just pause the video, or you can change the playback speed to see all this information. So when using the page up and down button, there is a bit of lag. So as you can see, that's not a smooth animation, it is like a bit of heavy kinda. So the window protocol X11, which I already mentioned, desktop environment Ubuntu GNOME. So here are some other information if you want. Display resolution. Just pause the video and read everything. So these are some other information. If it isn't important for you, you can just skip this part. So I already made a video which is a Chimbalex Linux in in a few minutes ago, before a few minutes ago. So there is already a video available in the channel. If you want to watch that, you can watch that, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily. So that was the first video, and this is the other video, so you can watch those videos. Let's try to type in like a Ubuntu pack, and let's go to the website Ubuntu pack. So we should be going to their official website, UALinux, same as here, Ubuntu pack Linux. Let me type in like that, and let me search. I think this is the official website. So I downloaded it from the SourceForge, so it directly downloads from the SourceForge, and also I viewed the file in the DistroWatch. So as you can see, there is a Ubuntu, GNOME, Unity, and other available here. So here are some of the information, Windows style. So down version if you want. Let's go up. Let's go to the downloads. So if you want some news, you can go to the official website and read everything if you want. So here are the options. So there is a major lag, so that's a big issue. 50% of CPU. Downloads are right here. Ubuntu pack, window pack, and all those things. Let's check the Ubuntu desktop pack. So I'm going to wait for a few seconds. Here you can download developments absolutely free. Let's scroll it down. So the latest version we downloaded was 24.04, which is available right here. Click on download. So the date was 21st July 2024. So the DistroWatch ISO was available in the DistroWatch. So it directs us to the SourceForge. Let's click on download. So I already mentioned that it will direct us to the SourceForge, and you should be seeing SourceForge files here. So the version is 24.04, and you should be seeing a desktop here. So there are some other desktop environment. I wish I went to the SourceForge directly and searched for the whatever desktop environment I want, but the most downloaded are the Ubuntu pack 24.04, which is a default. You should be seeing the GNOME desktop environment, but I wish you could have downloaded some KDE or Cinnamon or Matte desktop environment, or XFC or LXQT and Unity. So these are all the other desktop environments available. So I could have chosen other desktop environment which should be a bit less laggy, but in this case it's a bit of when you see this moving the applications, as you can see, there is a major lag. So you can't even get the smooth animation. I know it's not a bare metal, but at least you should be getting a bit of smooth animation. Most of the Linux distros which I run in the virtual machine should be all smooth, because I almost covered 3000 videos. I mostly all the Linux distros will be working properly. Some Linux distros will be having this type of issues. So as you can see, there is a major lag. Even if you have like a 50% CPU and 3 GB of RAM, I covered like a 8 GB of RAM. I used 8 GB of RAM for the virtual machine, but it's consuming 3 GB of RAM, and we are seeing all this issue. So here you can see there is a notification from the weather app. So you can download whatever the desktop environment if you want. You can test it on the VirtualBox or VMware, or you can even try it in the live boot. But if you ask for the main PC or work PC, it's clearly up to you whether to use this Linux distro or not. I'm not going to say anything because I really don't know anything about this Linux distro. That's the reason. This is my first time making a video on this type of Linux distro. I never made a video on this type of Linux distro or this specific Linux distro. So here you can see information. So there is no summary of this Linux distro. It says software and technical support, secured operating system. So when you go to the official website, you should be getting all the information from the official website. Let's go back to the official website. If you want some information, it's better to go to the official website and read everything on your own. So there are plenty of desktop environments available. So you can go with the home, you can go with the news and check all the information about the Ubuntu Linux pack. So here are some of the information. It's better to go and check all the information on your own instead of just watching my video. So you could be getting all the information. Release of Ubuntu, this version which is 24.04. So let's make it bigger and see. So you get the desktop environment information, like a GNOME, like Windows 10 style interface. I don't know how it is, but I should, if you want, I can try it, which is like Win desktop environment, which should look like a Windows 10 style interface. So there are also other desktop environment. If you want to try it, you can try it. If you tried, do let me know in the comment section. What are your thoughts and how it performed? Was it smooth experience or same as the GNOME desktop environment? Do let me know in the comment section if you are a distro hopper or if you try it in the virtual machine or a live boot. So here are some of the information. It's based on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS, and the system contains all updates up to July 2024. And here are some added things. You can just go to the website and get all this information. I showed all the information about the downloading process and all those things, and we accidentally closed the system monitor. Let me open it, and here we have our system monitor again. Let's keep it here. So it's a bit of not a bit, it's a major lag when we move the applications and all those things. So let's make the video like that. Let me open the terminal and put in some commands there. So let's wait for the terminal. So the animation is good, but but there is a major lag, so that's an issue. Let's check the version. So it's 3.52 for GNOME 46. You get the latest desktop environment, so that's the good news. Let me type in INXI. Hit enter. So INXI is pre-installed. So let's first change the color so you can properly see everything. Dark style theme variant, I'm going to keep it light. And let's go to the colors. Let me change it to GNOME light so you can see properly. Even the animation is taking a bit of time there. So let me type in INXI-b. Hit enter. And host, it says as a Ubuntu pack, kernel, the distro, and the desktop environment you get is 46. Here is my virtual box or the virtual machine. The battery information, CPU information, graphics, network, drives and other information. Let me type in INXI and dash capital F. So if you think I'm lying, you can see the uptime. It's almost 19 minutes. I didn't even show anything. I just showed the basic things. It's almost 19 minutes. Here you can see uptime is 19 minutes. The booting process will take a lot of time, and when moving the application will be taking a lot of time. So it's going to make a lengthy video. Let's see how much of time it takes. So here are some other information like graphics, audio information, network information. Just pause the video and read everything because the video will be way lengthy if I read everything on line by line. So let me type in INXI dash capital G. So there is a bit of time here. So here you get all the information. Let's type in cat /etc /issue. Hit enter. Ubuntu pack 24.04 UALinux.com. So let's try the neofetch. Enter. you should be seeing all the theme icons and all those things. Let's type in inxi dash sv8, hit enter. You should be seeing complete distro information like a Bluetooth, vulnerabilities, repos and all those things. Let me show you by scrolling slowly. So these are all the repos. There are plenty of repos. Partitions, Bluetooth, network, audio, available display resolutions, vulnerabilities, the battery, memory, system and all those things. Even when you scroll the terminal, it's taking a lot of time. It's a bit of lag and hiccups here and there. So there is no smooth experience while using this Linux distro, or maybe the specific desktop environment, maybe that's the case. But if you want the other desktop environment, do let me know in the comment section. I will be making a video of other desktop environment of this specific Linux distro. So let's try the desktop. So you get all the commands pre-installed, so that's the good thing. So let me close the terminal and let's go to the installer now. Let's see anything change in the installation. So basically it should be Ubuntu 24.0.04, so you should be seeing most of the same things. I don't think there will be a change in the installer. Usually the Ubuntu installer will be quickly opened, but in this case it's taking a lot of time, like the old installer which we used to work on. So even if you get the new installer, it's still taking a lot of time. So let's wait how much of time it consumes. So these are some customized features in the taskbar or the panel. So let's check the Arch menu. Here is the Arch menu settings. Let's see what are the pre-installed applications we get. So we can just go click on the app menu. So these are all the applications you get, or the pre-installed applications. So let's see whether we have any bloatware. So these are all the bloatware applications. So that was the sound from the Linux distro. So you get the Gimp, Inkscape, you get in creating applications and other applications. So these are all the applications you get. So some are from the GNOME desktop environment and some are from the Ubuntu pack and from the Ubuntu also. So you get a bunch of applications pre-installed. So as you can see, let's get back to the installer. So looks like we have the same old installer. We don't see a new installer, I guess. So the language selection first, click on continue. So you don't get the new installer, so we need to work on the old installer, I guess. Click on the keyboard layout, click continue. So I already mentioned that I didn't kept the virtual disk. So you should be seeing the old Ubuntu installer, so there is nothing changed here. So you need like a 25.5 GB. In other, or the from my tip or my point of view, you should be having like at least a 40 GB or 30 GB of hard disk to run this type of Linux distros. So you get the old installer, so you should be good with installation. So there is nothing complicated. But if you are a normal user or a newcomer for the Linux, it's better to watch a short videos of 3 to 4 videos of installation of Ubuntu, and you should be good with the installation. So I already made like a 3000 videos. I already made a installation on the virtual disk, hard disk, but I don't really remember in which specific video I installed. That's the reason it's better to watch other installation videos in YouTube. There are plenty of short videos available in the YouTube. Plus my videos will be a bit lengthy, like a 25-30 minutes videos, because I'll be covering almost everything. So the videos will be lengthy and it should be boring for you. So the installation video, you should be watching others channel videos. Watch like a 3 or 4 videos and you should be getting an idea of installation. So let's open the applications and see whether this distro will handle day-to-day task. So let's open like a 5 to 6 applications like a normal user and see whether this Linux distro will handle, or maybe we get any crashes or like a not responding pop-ups or anything like that. So let's open a bit of resource consuming applications like a Gimp and Inkscape. So these applications will consume a bit of resources, so we can see whether this distro will handle day-to-day task or not. So let's check other application like a Gimp. So right now we don't face any issues, everything is opening instantly, there was no lag or anything like that. So there will be a bit of lag because when you open all the resource consuming applications at once, there will be a bit of lag, so you need to ignore that, because when you open like a resource consuming applications at once, there will be a bit of delay, so you need to ignore that. Let's open the other applications. What else we have here? Let's open the LibreOffice. So we don't see any issues or any crashes while opening applications, so that's a good work. So it's based on Ubuntu, so I don't think there will be any crash or anything because the latest Ubuntu. Let's check other applications. So I think there is nothing other than those applications. What else we have? Let's open the software or the app store. Let's even open the arc menu settings, and let's check the system monitor and see how much of resource it's consuming. So the CPU is almost let me open the system monitor. So it's almost like a 50%. RAM went up to 3.5 GB. So in my point of view, to run this Linux distro, you need to have at least a 4 GB of RAM and 50 GB or 40 GB of hard disk, and CPU should be like maybe 6th generation or 7th generation of i5. But if you choose the other desktop environment, I don't know how it performs. It should be consuming a bit of less there, like maybe 800-900 MB lesser. So there will be a difference, and also when you install it on the bare metal, and you should be getting again less memory there, so you should be consuming 300 MB or 400 MB, and the desktop environment, whatever other than the GNOME like a XFCE or other desktop environment, will be consuming less. So it's clearly up to you to judge for choosing a specific desktop environment, and when you install it on the bare metal, there will be a bit of difference there. There will be 800 MB or 900 MB of difference after installing on the bare metal and choosing the other desktop environment. But when you choose the GNOME desktop environment or the default desktop environment, it's going to consume a lot of resources. Let me show you that. As you can see, it's almost a 3.5 GB and cache is like a 5.1 GB. CPU went up to 50%. So you need to have a good resources to run this type of Linux distro. But when you ask it's important to use this Linux distro, I don't say it's a bit of important, because you already have the Ubuntu Linux distro. You can go with that, or you can choose for other desktop environment, you can choose the Ubuntu Mat, Ubuntu Cinnamon. There are a lot of available Ubuntu based distros you can choose, or you can choose like a Ubuntu. It's better to go with Ubuntu Cinnamon or Ubuntu Mat if you want to consume less of resources. For the XFCE like a Ubuntu, and for the LXQT you can go with the Lubuntu. There are plenty of Ubuntu things, so you can go with it instead of going with this distro. But if you want new things which comes pre-installed, you can go with this Linux distros. It's clearly up to you whether to use it or not. But the default desktop environment consumes a lot of resources. So if you have a high-end PC or at least a mid-end PC, it should be running quick and it should be working properly. I have like a 8 GB of RAM, CPU is i5 1240p. This is my case, and you should be seeing all these issues throughout the video. So it's clearly up to you to judge. So let's try to switch the application and see whether we have any lag or anything. So there is no lag when switching the applications. I accidentally opened some application here. So the installed or the opened applications can be switched easily. You can see there is no lag. So that's a good work. Let's check the versions and end the video, because we pretty much covered everything, and it kinda looks like a Ubuntu, so there is nothing new to show other than some customizations. LibreOffice version 24.2.5.2. so there is an animation of a flames, so that's a new thing. Let's close it and also you can see a delay while closing the applications, so that's also new thing. The version you get is 1.3.2 of Inkscape. Let's close it. So disks, you should be seeing a 46 version because the desktop environment of GNOME is 46. Let me close the Inkscape. Let's quit it. And here is the about disk. Let me close it also. Here is the App Store. So you have a major lag when using this Linux distro, and again you need to understand that I'm running it on a RAM or the live boot. I didn't install on the bare metal, so it's clearly up to you to judge. And updates, I don't think any updates is available because the latest version I downloaded was a few hours ago, so I don't think any updates will be available. Here are the preference software repositories. Let's close the App Store. Thunderbird, I think you should be seeing a Nebula, which is the latest version, I guess. About Thunderbird, it's a Supernova, you don't get a Nebula. Let's close it. Even the applications closing are taking a lot of time. The browser version, which I already showed in the beginning. So what we have here, the Gimp, let's check the version of the Gimp. 2.10.36. And what we have here, the Synaptic Package Manager. Let's scroll it down. Let's check the version. You get the 0.91.3. Let's check the pre-installed or the packages installed. So the installed version will be, let me show you, like this, and the installed version will be right left side. Latest version will be on the right side. The description will be on the complete right side. Let me scroll it down. In order to see all the pre-installed packages, you need to just slow down the video and you should be seeing all the installed packages. In order to do that, you can go with the YouTube settings and change the playback speed, and you should be seeing everything in a slow-mo. So let's close the Synaptic Package Manager. So again, you get the same software and updates. You can customize according to your wish, same as the Ubuntu. Let me close the applications. Let's get to the arc menu setting. So it's clearly customizable. Customize according to your wish, menu layout, menu theme, and all those things. So let's get back. So these are all the customization things, so there is no such thing to show here. Let's check the about. So here is the about. So I'm going to end the video because we covered almost everything. If I forgot anything, do let me know in the comment section. And if you want the other desktop environment of this specific Linux distro, I can make a video on that. So at the end of the video, these are all the resources, and my final thoughts are the desktop environments of this or the specific Linux distro. It's a bit of lag, and you can't even move the applications. It's taking a bit of time to even opening the applications. So I didn't face any crashes or anything, but it is consuming a lot of resources, and it's also a bit of laggy. So it's clearly up to you. These are my thoughts, and it's clearly up to you whether to use it or not. If you want to use it, you can use it in the virtual machine or live boot, but don't choose this desktop environment. Choose other desktop environment, and do let me know in the comment section how it performed. If this has the same issue, then we can recommend or not recommend in the comment section. So I'm going to end the video. If you want other video, there is already a video available because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So if you want to consider subscribing, you can subscribe, and I'm going to see you in tomorrow's video. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out.